My boyfriend said his work trip was not the right environment for a +1. I said fine. Then I spent the weekend with his brother. I'd been with Marcus for 2 years when he sat across from me at dinner and explained very casually that his company's annual client retreat in Charleston was strictly professional, not appropriate for partners. He said it while cutting his steak, not even looking up. I asked one question, just partners in general, or specifically me? He looked up then. Both, he said. I nodded and told him I understood completely. His brother Dion called me the next afternoon. Dion and I had always gotten along in the easy way that happens when someone's family actually likes you. He texted me happy birthday before Marcus did. He asked my opinion on things. He treated me like I was already permanent. His voice was different when he called this time, careful. He said he needed to talk to me about something and asked if I could meet him. We sat in his car outside a coffee shop because he didn't want to risk being seen inside somewhere and having it get back to Marcus before he could explain. He handed me his phone without saying anything first. It was a Twitter account, public. A woman named Simone who worked in Marcus's industry. Her page was filled with the kind of posts people make when they're not being careful enough. Check-ins, tagged photos, inside references. There was a post from 2 nights ago, a rooftop restaurant in Charleston. Marcus in the background, partially cropped, but his watch visible. The watch I gave him for his birthday. In the comments, someone had asked who she was with. She'd replied with a single emoji, the kind that means something without saying it. Dion said he'd found it through a mutual friend who thought he should know. He said he'd been sitting on it for 18 hours trying to decide what to do. He kept apologizing for telling me. I told him he had nothing to apologize for. I sat with it for a moment, then I looked at him properly. Dion was 34, recently out of a long relationship, the kind of person who'd been meaning to visit New Orleans for years because of the music and the food and the architecture. He mentioned it every time we talked about travel. Marcus always changed the subject. I said, "When did you last take time off work?" He looked confused. I pulled out my phone and opened a flight app. There were seats available the following morning. Round trip, back by Sunday. I turned the screen toward him. He stared at it. Then he looked at me, then back at the screen. He said, "You're serious right now?" I told him Marcus wanted space this weekend. I thought we should respect that completely, from about 800 miles away. He laughed once, short and surprised. Then he got quiet for a second. Then he said, "I haven't been anywhere in 2 years." We landed in New Orleans the next morning. It was nothing like what I expected, which is to say it was better. Dayon knew things about the music scene I never would have found on my. We ate at a place with no sign on the door that someone's grandmother apparently ran out of the front half of her house. We walked until my feet gave out and then sat on a curb eating beignets while a brass band passed us on the street like it was nothing. I posted photos on Saturday evening, no cap, just the location. Marcus called within the hour, then 6 more times. I watched the screen light up. When I finally answered, voice had a quality I recognized, a specific register of someone who has been caught but is trying to determine exact how much know before they decide what to say. He asked what I was doing in New Orleans. I told him I was having a lovely weekend, asked how Charleston. He said we needed to talk. Got back. I agreed that did. Then I hung up. Dion was watching me from across the small table. He didn't ask what was said. He just slid the last beignet across and refilled my coffee from the carafe. He said, "For what it's worth, he never deserved you." I didn't say anything back. I just looked out at the street where the city was doing what it does, carrying on, loud and unbothered, completely indifferent to anyone's bad decision. It was exactly what I needed.